What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are at about $85,000 on this, the 13th of April. It's a Sunday. End of the week here, 21 hours 32 minutes left in the week, and we're coming up with a very nice bullish finish to this week. Above average volume for the second week in a row, showing some indecision. Candles like this back to back, that's definitely showing indecision. And I think the sentiment of the market, as much as people want to believe it's fearful, and there is some fear, don't get me wrong, indecision does, and undecidedness, uncertainty does bring fear. But really what I think it is more than just fear is that level of indecision, undecidedness. And we're seeing that in the charts, right? We're seeing that anything that goes up gets sold into, anything that gets sold into comes back up. We've really just been moving sideways for a little bit of time, but these 2 weeks specifically really spell indecisive behavior. However, we are on the bullish side of this behavior. Can we carry this wave out? Can we see some production follow through? That's what we're looking for, right? We still haven't validated this low yet that we've recently come out of this week. That low being at 74.4K. We have a little bit of work to do before we do validate that low. Now, to me, what I would need to see to feel confident that this is a low would be 2 days in a row, 2 days that close above this daily high close here, which that's at about 87.5K. I've been saying 88K, 87, 88K, whatever, but really 88K, 87.6K, something like that. If you can do that for 2 days in a row, or I should say if you can't do that for 2 days in a row, then we're probably going lower. But if you can do that for 2 days in a row, whenever you get up there, that'd be preferred on this first attempt. That would very much validate this as a low. Now, if you do see something like resistance and then you come back down and really are just finding a higher low throughout this little range of higher lows, that's fine. Rejecting this area does not mean that we have to go down, and also wicking above it just to come down and close below it does not mean that we have to go up, right? It's very, very specific requirements we're looking for. We're looking for multiple days in a row that don't just close here, but close and continue to grow from here, right? We don't want to do this. If it's like closing just barely above, we don't want to do that kind of stuff. We want to progress through this. So really 88,000, just a little bit above this line here. I think that's the line to watch. And once we have that, that's when it'll really be time to celebrate. And I think that Bitcoin will start to move up because not only are you validating this as a low, but you're also validating the notion that you're done with this little relative consolidation phase here. So you might move up to the next target area, which if we're using our eyes, would probably be around here where we found support before, resistance before, right there, right? Something at around, what is that, like 94K, 95K, something like that. If and when we get above there, 96.5K, I don't care how bearish you are, you can't be bearish anymore. We've absolutely proven this to be a low. I think we get above 88K, this is a valid area to start celebrating this as a low. But for some people, and I think that it's fine if you want to be a little more conservative and wait. I wouldn't even say hesitant, just cautious. I guess it's the same thing, but cautious. I think 96.5K at that point, if you're still bearish and we're closing days or weeks above there, I don't know what to tell you, man, because at that point, we're coming back above the original breakout point to this multi-month like quarter of a year consolidation phase. We're coming back to that, and if we're above 96.5 thousand dollars on a daily basis, weekly basis, and you don't think that's the low, I don't know what to tell you. That's basically all I got to say. But nice 3-day bullish engulfing candle that we had just there. I think the index chart is a little bit weird, actually. Let's see. Let's use Coinbase. Let's see how that, yeah, it's different. Okay, so not a bullish engulfing candle, but still a nice candle nonetheless. Looking to get a nice weekly close here and potentially carry this momentum on the daily. If we're looking at this with the RSI, we have gotten above the 50. We are really starting to separate from this downtrend that we had well established back in November of 2024. Coming all the way down here, you continue to find resistance in this area, even just above it, but found resistance. We're starting to separate now and potentially doing something that we couldn't do last time, which is getting away from this area. That's why I think today, tomorrow, the coming days, to end this week and begin next week, I think are going to be very important if we can continue to move higher. Again, moving up to 88,000 will not be enough. We need to clear $88,000. Closing above 88K is exciting enough, but we need to clear it a little bit more. So really, once we start seeing those 90K and above targets, I suppose that's when it's time to really start getting excited. We'll see some rapid movement up and eventually move our way up to new all-time highs. The expectation, guys, by the end of the month, which for now, on a weekly basis, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 weeks left. We've got about 3 weeks left and not quite a full 3 weeks left in this month, I'm calling for and have been calling for since the 1st of April that Bitcoin will be up at or around $111,000. New all-time highs are the expectation, but if we fall shy of that, if we're at 105K instead, boo-hoo, whatever. If we're higher than that, we're at 120K, great, but 111K is the target. I do expect that this week, what's happening this week, regardless of what happens over the next 21 hours, but this week here is the low. I think that as time goes on, it'll validate that, and we will begin to move as we had last time that we had validated that our low was in and that we were ready to move up. I think breaking above 88K, 90K, that area there, that's going to really provide some conviction for the bulls and I don't know, conviction for the bears to just give up, or maybe it'll take a little bit more convincing, but inevitably we are going to move up higher. That's the expectation. I've got nothing else to say, guys. So hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. I'll probably be able to make videos tomorrow. I'm traveling a little bit. Everything should be fine though. Everything should be fine. All right, guys. Ta for now. Bye bye.